Yo, 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 what up, though? Welcome to another episode of the usual Him Spec. Today is Monday, 4/20, 2026. Shout out to the 420 going people. Seemed like a lot of the events was before 420, and maybe for good reason. You don't necessarily need to have it to where the events are going on and everything can be focused and people can pay attention. Why not have not just the weekend, but an entire week of 420 festivities? So, shout out to the 420 goers. This is going to be an episode about game one of the NBA playoffs for the Detroit Pistons and what it is that I've seen. What I've seen in just that one game, but knowing that it was out of character. So the first thing was the ball watching on defense. There was a lot of backdoor cuts. There was a lot of immediate scramble drill if the ball was swung across the court because everybody was watching the ball. It was a lot of, and maybe it was to keep the one-on-ones from occurring, the help, just not knowing where their man was when they were on the help side. So that's the first thing. It's just knowing that it was a lot of ball watching. It's not much to say about that. It was a lot of ball watching. Secondly, it just seems like our offense was better when we were actually moving the way that we used to move or how we're used to moving. Whenever it is that we would get stagnant and kind of have to stay in place, nobody was making the cut, and that would stagnate the offense. I'd have to look a little bit deeper into that. But the highlights did show whenever it is that there was a movement, that's when it is something positive happened offensively. So not getting too stagnant on offense, not being stagnant and ball watching on defense. And really, it just seems like a mentality carried through the game, maybe because the extra added pressure due to the playoffs, that, you know, everything that happens matters, right? And it took Orlando getting out to a hot start, more than likely one of those type of, it was the warm-up that got a player into a rhythm to start a game out, and then boom, they just exploded onto the scene. For them to be out front and to have something to hold on to, because it's more than likely easier basketball to play when you're holding on to a lead versus you're trying to have that spark to get you to the point of having a lead and then maintaining the lead after that. Because it did take a hot start from Orlando for them to have something to hold on to, and they just sustained it throughout the rest of the game. That ball watching definitely hurt us. There was a lot of times where the defensive possession was pretty much going to determine who had momentum. And we got to ball watching. They swung the ball, a shot was made, and that kept us from being able to grab the momentum just then. And that happened like maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the game, right? And that's pretty much, you know, what it is that I saw throughout the game, what I've seen. Just in the highlights. I haven't been able to check, you know, the individual plays per stats, like on the stat sheet, you know, certain plays, right? To see if that really holds suit. But this is just kind of a first reaction type of deal to game one. Something to clean up, something that's able to be cleaned up. It's not a panic button type of anything. Just a reminder that the details matter. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode. Again, shout out to the 420 goers. This is the 420 episode about Game 1 of the NBA playoffs. And yeah, I'll holla. Deuces.